Hi, and welcome to the Skincarma Pod. I'm Carmine, the creator and voice of the Skincarma blog. With more than 25 years in beauty as a brand builder, copywriter, and skincare junkie, I'm putting my product wisdom and expertise to work demystifying skincare. Today on the Skincarma Pod, I'm excited to welcome Laura Schmoisman, a global beauty strategist, the founder and CEO of the Darl, and host of the Coffee Number 5 podcast. I've met up with Lara a few times at various beauty industry events and had the privilege of joining her on her podcast, Coffee Number 5. Her energy is magnetic. Through her podcast and her award-winning digital marketing and advertising agency, The Darl, she's a true advocate for authentic storytelling in the beauty space. With roots in radio and television production and a career that spanned continents and disciplines, Lara has helped build powerhouse beauty brands from the ground up by pairing sharp strategy with purposeful soul. Her creativity and entrepreneurial fire have shaped and reshaped how beauty brands connect with the world. And that's precisely what I want to talk about with her today: how brands thrive and how brands die. After all, she knows how to empower indie beauty founders with the tools, clarity, and confidence to stand out in a dynamic yet oversaturated marketplace. She's a visionary who knows how to get shit done. Let's do this. Let's talk to Lara. Lara, hi.
Hi,
Oh,
how are you?
so excited to have you on. Welcome to the Skincarma Pod.
I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah, I have so much admiration for you. I loved being on your podcast, Coffee Number 5. It was
Oh,
so
that
cool.
was fun.
It was. And I don't know what I honestly, I never expect anything going onto someone's podcast. And I didn't realize how much we share a love for language
Mm-hmm.
and a passion for brand building and in beauty. And it was just really refreshing. So thank you.
No, thank you. I mean, you were incredible. You were the one sharing.
Oh gosh. Listen,
Don't
I I,
blush.
I want to pick your brain today about how brands come to life and how brands disappear.
Okay,
And
let's do it.
yeah, I think it's such an interesting, and especially because brands are coming to life every single day. And
Mm-hmm.
there isn't room for all of these brands. And a lot of them just plain die off, and a lot of them die off really quickly. So we'll get into that. But first, I want you to share with the listeners, who you are. I did an introduction, but there's no better introduction than when you introduce yourself.
Well, I'm Lara. The sexy accent is from Argentina. And I've been around for a while. My trajectory was all over the place. Today, I'm the CEO of the Darl, but I started my career in radio, television, film, distribution. I was a professor of digital marketing. I started digital really early when we used before the 2000s, 1999 to be honest.
Hmm.
And I learned from the foundation digital media, and I saw the future, and I saw that everything I did in my life, doing radio, a podcast, doing television, we do video. Everything I did, I can bring it to the digital world. And I realized that also brands were failing because they weren't using all these elements.
Right, right. So
Yeah.
let's hop right into that.
Yeah.
First, we share a deep level of language, and I remember when we were on your podcast together, you talking about your awareness of English and how different English was. And I want to know, like, when did you first realize that like words could build worlds? And
Well,
how has it shaped your career?
my first degree is in screenwriting.
Okay.
And I had the honor to have the woman who was the first woman who was a director in television. And
Mm.
she was the queen of writing soap operas, telenovelas. She was suffering cancer, and I think we were the last class that she ever taught. But it was an honor, and I learned so much from her, and from understanding a script, but from understanding a character.
Mm.
And the characters are what it brings a script to life. If you don't understand those characters, if you don't understand the emotions of the characters, what are their pain points? Every character has problems. They have internal problems, external problems, and philosophical problems.
Mm-hmm.
So if we don't understand those things, then we don't understand who our character is. And what she will used to call it when the coin drops. It's not when you understand your problem and you understand that you need to change things to have a solution. It's in the moment that you are aware of it.
Mm-hmm.
That's when the coin starts dropping.
Mm-hmm.
It's a concept that it took me so long to understand. And I remember my classmates saying, I don't get it. I don't get it. But it was that moment that the coin dropped for me.
Yeah.
And it makes sense. And that's what marketing is. And
Mm.
it's understanding our consumer. And going to your question, that's what the brands get it wrong. It's not about the brand. It's not about the logo. It's not about the packaging.
Right.
If all that doesn't resonate with the narrative from your consumer,
Mm-hmm.
and you speak their language, whatever language it is, you're not going to connect with them.
Yeah. So do you, when you're looking at building a brand, we talk about this. I've worked in-house on multiple brands, and we
Mm-hmm.
talk about the brand identity and the brand as a person. Like, do you look at a brand as a personality and then connect the brand to an individual?
I think it goes deeper than that. You
Ah.
need to go, first of all, when you're talking to the brand founder or the brand
Mm.
who was creating, marketing is in everything, even is in creating the formulation.
Yeah.
If you don't understand the ingredients that are going to be there, and it needs to be like a matchmaking.
Yeah.
You need to make sure that you're working with a formulator that understand your target audience too.
Yeah.
So it comes from research. Why are you creating that brand?
Yeah.
What problems you want to resolve? Creating a brand for creating a brand, we don't need that in the
Yeah.
market.
Yeah.
There is no way that they will succeed. But if you find a white space and that comes from research, and then after you do that research, you go to your chemist or your contract manufacturer who is the expert and say, okay, this is my target audience. This is what is in the market today. How can we make difference and resolve the problem of the consumer? Because everything is about the consumer. It's not about the brand.
Yeah.
And then you build your brand.
So you believe that focusing on the consumer first, and it's like build it and they will come. Like, if you focus on the consumer first, it doesn't, like the brand identity is secondary to what the consumer is looking to the brand for.
You need to understand who's your consumer, where they're
Right.
going to be shopping.
Yeah.
And like, for example, let's say that you find out your consumer is someone who's going to be shopping at Target or Nordstrom.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Go, and that's where you want to have. And also you need to have the price point. To know, is your brand going to be mass? It's going to be mastic. It's going to be luxury, prestige. So where your brand is going to go. So you cannot expect to have a mass brand at Nordstrom. So you need
Right.
to make sure that your price point is matching, and then walk those aisles. See what's in the market, because that's what your consumer is consuming. And then how can you be different?
Right.
And then
I
go ahead.
I like, I have, I plan to bring this up later in the conversation, but it just like begs bringing up now.
Okay.
You brought up like a mass brand in Nordstrom. It doesn't work because that Nordstrom customer is not at Nordstrom for a mass brand. They're there
Exactly.
for something prestigious generally.
Mm-hmm.
But there's beauty brands to me that stand out, that are focusing their energy, like all of their messaging, to the detriment of existing customers in a different generation. So
Oh, yeah.
if I think about Drunk Elephant, if I think about Kiehl's, and I think that I worked in house at Kiehl's for 7.5
Mm-hmm.
years, I know that brand inside and out. At least I used to. It's changed so much. And they've, Glow Recipe was built to target Gen Z, really.
Mm-hmm.
And but a brand like Drunk Elephant or Kiehl's, they were not built to target Gen Z. And it seems like they're hyper focused on Gen Z now to the detriment of everybody else. And they're kind of losing their way. And, I'm not thinking that Drunk Elephant or Kiehl's are dying, but.
No, but I think they have different problems. So
Mhm.
drunk elephant that kills. There are very different problems. I think drunk elephant are suffering because they lost their way. They lost their communication and who they're talking to, and they didn't evolve with the times.
Mm.
So their niche end up being younger and younger and younger somehow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. A
They
younger
didn't
customer that can't afford that product, right? Like,
exactly. They didn't control the narrative. To me, is the only power that the brand has is controlling their narrative.
yeah.
And your narrative, and that's another problem, that when you ask why brands fail, is because that narrative is, when you work with a content creator,
Yeah.
a content creator needs to be given tools. You can give them freedom of creating content,
Yeah.
but you need to tell them who is the brand, what the brand stands for.
Mm-hmm.
You need to make sure that the content creator that you are connecting has a similar audience that what you want to be, because that's how you start mixing it up. And I mean, as much as I love social commerce and content creators, which I
Yeah.
think is the future, but I think as brands, we need to be very careful and with who we work and make sure that they're super aligned with our brands, our values, and their consumer, they're following too.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we lose the way.
It's so fascinating, and it makes me think back to that period where I was in house at Keels, and I was the AVP of brand voice,
Mm-hmm.
and we used to joke that you couldn't put a sign on the bathroom door that said the bathroom was out of order unless you approved the copy through me, right? Like, that's
Mm-hmm.
how well and how closely I policed the brand voice. And it was only as I was leaving that, to your point, they started collaborating with content creators who were then projecting a brand voice that they interpreted Keels to be. And
Yeah.
it can become unwieldy. Like, you to go from not being able to put a sign on the bathroom door to talking like you're speaking for the brand however you want to. Like, that's really a huge gap.
Mm-hmm. Huge. And I think that's what is confusing audiences. You cannot say, "Oh, this is an apple. Tastes like an apple," and then you have a content creator who says, "This apple tastes like an orange."
Right.
So it's confusing.
Yeah.
So you need to make sure you're giving the content creators the tools, and then that you have approval,
Yeah.
that you approve your content.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, I'm tired of all the AI voices, and I'm tired of this pretty content. I like raw, and that's why I want to collaborate with content creators when they can really. And that's, I think also things are starting to happen so fast that we
Yeah.
are not giving sometimes the time to the content creators that they need, because
Mm-hmm.
you want your content creator to go and taste the product and love the product. You don't want and then to be true of what they say. Don't say, "Oh, I just got this. Thank you very much," to the brand, and that's it.
Yeah. So let's talk for a second about brands that have a forward facing founder.
Okay.
All brands are founded by somebody, and
Mm-hmm.
some brands put the founder up front as the face of the brand, and then over time that morphs into something through acquisition. The founder disappears, like with Keels, or even Drunk Elephant. She may be involved, she may not be involved, but someone else has the reins.
Mm-hmm.
Or founders die. I worked on Kevin O'Quan, not
Mm-hmm.
not when he was alive. I worked on Kevin O'Quan, long after he passed away, and it was like this incredible tension within the company about how to channel Kevin when Kevin is no longer here.
Let's talk about brands like Chanel.
Yes, absolutely. There you go.
And I think it's all about the communication and the standards.
Yeah.
And it's all about creating that consistency. And I think that if a brand is failing, there are two things. First of all, they had the wrong team. It's all about who is doing the things. And you need to make sure that it's communicating. And now we're not working only internally, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you had everything in house and you had the control, it was easy. So we need to be very careful who we, and I think this is the future of social media and with working with creators. We really need to create a better relationship with creators, give them more skin in the game, get them, because there is, oh, I pay a little and you get the post, but that's where the brand gets diluted.
Yes. Yes.
So when you have a brand that it has a founder, I love the founder story because like at the beginning of the conversation, there is a why that brand was created. But not every founder needs to be the brand of the face of the brand.
Right, of course. But the founder sets the tone, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But the founder also chooses a team that they work with and set the standards.
Yeah.
So my question is, as a brand, are you setting the standards high enough for your team to give direction? And that's your responsibility as a founder, is to find the right team that will do it right for your brand.
Yeah. And so you brought up the example of Chanel. Would you say that Chanel has remained consistent?
I think that they evolve.
They've evolved, yes.
They evolve, but they have the values of the brand, that they're luxury. We don't see Chanel selling in mass.
Right.
We see always that they have the values of elegance.
Yeah.
And certain tone that you see it and you say, this is a Chanel.
Yeah. I've never worked with Chanel. I can only imagine what it's like in-house at Chanel. In-house at the house of Chanel. It must be intense. Mm-hmm. You know, for a brand like that to maintain such a clear identity for so long. I mean, the founder's been dead for what, 100 years?
I don't know exactly a number, but I mean, I've been part of, in my career, part of licensing deals. Yeah. When you work with third parties, companies working in licensing. And it's so important to give them the rights. Or it's crazy when you work with design or with product, the kind of guidelines that you need to have in order to get it right.
Yeah.
And it should be like that. And I feel like as a brand, you should be demanding to have different, like if you pay for something, or you give, you're paying for content, or you're paying for email marketing, the brand needs to be there. I mean, I see so many people out there just paying, oh, I have a girl who does my social and it does well. Yeah, but your social is not talking to your website. Don't tell me that it does, right, because you're different language.
Yeah.
And then your email marketing is doing completely something else. And let's get started with your SEO. Your SEO is targeting a completely different demographic than your social media.
Right. It's not cohesive. You know, I've worked, I won't name this brand because they're a recent client, but I remember the conversation. You know, I was working on website, web copy, packaging, and then they had a social team, and it was like, what? Like, it's fine. Like, so the social voice is looser, and blah blah blah. But I'm like, but that's not the brand identity.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I see that so many times that they are disconnected. Oh, my niece does that. My social. That's okay. I don't need the agency to do it. Yeah. And I was, well, you want to make money, you do need it, because maybe you had a lucky streak and you're selling now, but now this is what I call a collection. You are selling a collection of products. A brand is over time.
Yeah.
If you have a brand over years and years and get recognition, then it's a brand.
Yeah.
If you have a miscommunication of your brand, you're a collection of products, not a brand.
Yeah. So if you're helping a brand come to life, like, what's the first question you ask?
Oh, I ask weird questions.
Go ahead. I want to hear them.
Questions. I don't know. I have normally when I work with a client, we have something that we call a kickoff meeting.
Mm-hmm.
And I ask random questions like from your favorite food, like if your brand will be a song, what song it will be.
Yeah.
Uh, it's like it gives me a lot of information of the mindset of the founder.
Yeah.
Because sometimes founders think that they have their brand so clear,
Yes.
and they're giving you misinformation.
Mm-hmm.
They're telling you two things that they don't work together, like
Mm-hmm.
giving you vinegar and oil, and like you cannot mix those.
Yeah.
So you really need to understand where are those beliefs from the founder, and then we go there.
So what's the spark that tells you a brand like has potential to succeed?
I think everyone has potential to succeed
Mm.
if they put the work, the
Mm-hmm.
patience. But I think that founders that they are transparent and honest of what they can do and where they cannot do, those are the ones who can be surrounded with the right people. And it's choosing the right people. I always say I have the people that I always recommend. When you hire me, I don't come by myself. I come with a team. And a team that they're not even in my team, but they're people I can recommend and trust and I
Yeah.
respect.
Yeah.
Like I have so many horror stories of my friend calls me the fixer because she said we are not only fixing brands, we also feel fixing the founders because they come from such a bad experiences.
Mm.
And it happens. There are a lot of unprofessional people out there. You know, I know
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And and but there are some people that they talk really pretty and they get to these young founders because they mostly work in big brands or but putting a strategy is not a one-man job. Even if I love SEO and I read and I learn and I do everything and I work with my team, I still don't consider myself an expert. When I
Mm.
need to put a proposal for a client or a plan for a client, I work closely with my team. That's what they do 24 hours.
Yeah.
So you need to go and have a strong team and know that you are the founder, and being a founder is a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work,
Yeah.
but you need to be surrounded by the right people.
Yeah. And no two founders are the same. Founders aren't cut from the same cloth, and a lot
No,
of times they don't even come from beauty.
no,
I had Indy Lee on the podcast a couple of weeks ago, and she
I
talked
saw that.
about how she was the CFO for HBO. Like that has nothing to do with beauty, and it just she had reasons why it happened, and she founded the brand organically. Or Madhu Punjabi, the founder of Lion Pose, she had created a baby formula brand, and
Yeah,
like she found that the women she interacted with had melasma. They
yeah,
had just had babies, and nothing was working on their skin, so she created a beauty brand. So there's a lot of founders come from all over the
yeah.
place, really. um can you share a moment when a brand you worked on clicked, like the story, the visuals, the voice, everything just kind of lined up and you knew it was a
Well,
homer?
I having it right now with a client
Ah.
that I think she's gonna be doing fabulous after
Mm.
she came from a really bad experience,
Mm-hmm.
and we we really were able to get her vision, and we had to reformulate and we had to rebrand.
Mm.
It was a really difficult decision as a founder, but sometimes she was really smart to understand that what she was doing wasn't working
Right.
and changes need to be made. And we just relaunched, and it's amazing. The new packaging is incredible, it's unique, it fits their target audience, and she is what she wanted. She really connects with the new branding,
Yeah.
and everything comes so easy. The approvals come easy because the brand is cohesive. Her
Right.
brand before was putting in pieces, and everything looked like forced.
Yeah. And kind of a hodgepodge, right? I mean, a lot of times, I talk to founders all the time, and they don't know where to go for resources or who to trust, and they build what they can build,
Yeah,
and You know,
But they
to
don't
your point,
realize.
they can start fresh.
Yes, and I heard this from brands saying how many. First of all, I'm gonna give you soon my 5 reasons why brands fail, but I seen brands not understanding that. Someone asked me the other day, how much time did you give it?
Mm.
Forever. If you trust in your brand, if you trust that what you are right is all about the timing, you need to find the timing that your brand will succeed. So it's
Yeah,
about how much you believe in your brand and having the right team around you. To me, are the most important things. You as a founder, you don't believe in your brand, don't even try.
right. Nobody
If
will.
you're not willing to go and put the work and do pop-ups and go and interact with people and talk about your brand and be proud and be the spokesperson, the salesperson, everything you need to be for your brand, don't even
Yeah,
try it.
yeah, yeah. I
Uh,
that really resonates. You know, I can't tell you how often I have conversations where people bring up, you know, you should start your own skincare brand. And I'm like, I have no interest in doing all that other stuff that you need to do to keep a brand going and growing. That's just not me. It's not.
yeah.
Like, I know what my strengths are. My strengths are
And if
writing and creative.
exactly, and that's super important. And even as a
Yeah.
founder, even if you do it, you know that you are not willing to do that, get a partner to do it.
Yeah.
But be honest. So that's what it makes a difference with the client that will do make it, and what who wouldn't make it is the one who thinks that they have it all. Oh, because had a marketing class or I was in marketing, that doesn't mean that you can have a successful brand.
Right. Or that you're very good at it.
Yeah.
All
It's
right.
whoever you surround with yourself with.
So let's have it. The 5 reasons brands
Okay.
fail.
The 5 reasons. The first one, marketing wise, I'm not going to get into financials and
Okay,
all
yeah,
those
yeah.
things
Of
because those
course.
are not me.
Yeah.
First one is the CEO who tried to do it all. I've seen so many CEOs working so hard in an Instagram post that they didn't know what hashtags to put, what music to use. It was so hard that they spent so long, and then hire someone. You
Mm,
should be doing sales. You should be looking into the next product. You should be networking, which is something really important for
yeah.
brand founders.
Yeah.
The second one is I call it big eyes. Because you say, oh, this company worked with Coca-Cola or L'Oreal. They did so well for them. They have incredible case studies. Those companies normally are really pricey and necessarily they don't know how to work with the startup. So they kill all their funding, all their money in one campaign, and they're not thinking long term.
Mm,
So they kill all their budget with the big eyes, and normally it's a new brand. And it's not the agency fault. The agency is going to sell them what they know what to sell.
right.
But being a new brand is all about consistency and time. It's one huge campaign won't do it.
Right.
And a big agency is not going to come and ask you, oh, are you sure that you can spend this much? And are you sure that after this, you're going to be able to sustain the campaign? They're going to get what you're paying for them. That's it.
Yeah.
They're not your partners. The next one is the ones who they are in love with their brand many times. And they are thinking about the exit already.
Mm,
And that's what really upsets me when I have a founder who's thinking about exiting their
mm,
business. I think that's a wrong mindset. So thinking about exiting, already thinking they have everything in house and they bring 1 and 2 people, normally very young because that's the only thing they can afford, and say, oh, they can do social, they can do copy, they can do design, they can do absolutely everything. They can be project managers, and that's how I see it failing.
yeah.
The next one is a company that works with tons of freelancers,
Mm,
but there is no a project manager or there is no person, um, and there's no team. And in today's ecosystem, even social media and SEO need to work integrated. Email marketing need to have SEO. Everything is keywords related. So
Right.
if you have tons of freelancers that they're not communicating, you're going to fail.
Right.
And the last one
Mhm.
is that we are confusing the word consultants. And there are a lot of consultants out there. I have some of them that are amazing and they are friends of mine and I respect them. But there are a lot, but you consult them on something,
Right.
not on everything. They're experts on something. So you need to understand why you're hiring for.
Yeah.
I've seen that now there are consultants that they're trying to give you the big picture. Normally they come from big companies and they give you this big picture and numbers and ideas coming from what they saw in big companies. They are not from startups. Normally are the ones who recommended working with the big agencies too. But the plans that they put in place, they cannot be executed with the budgets that they have.
Right.
Or where they are at starting early stage, middle stage brands.
I'll tell you, I'm a consultant. I have my own agency, but it's just me. Because
Yeah,
I
but
don't want to manage.
you're
I don't
an
want to manage
expert.
people. Yeah, no, honestly, but in the beginning, the first couple of years I was doing this, what frustrated me most about consulting, that I couldn't have ownership of
Mm-hmm.
things that I felt like I needed to have ownership of. Like,
Yeah.
if I wasn't owning the tone of the brand, who was?
Mm-hmm.
And it's really hard to do that when you're not inside the company.
Well, and that's what I was talking about, having all these freelancers or all these
Yeah.
consultants, or
Yeah.
not having someone managing, having a project manager or having a whole team doing it, that the communication. Like me as an agency, I have cases with clients that I don't do their full services,
Mm-hmm.
but I communicate with those other teams or individuals. So we are working with the same goal.
Right.
What I see, and you're a consultant who is actually very interesting because you do execution.
Right.
A lot of consultants are not doing execution. They just put ideas
Right. They're advising. Yeah.
and advising.
Yeah.
But how can you advise on such a big scope that is financials, marketing, development, and everything, and put an idea and a plan, and then you don't are not aligned with the execution?
That ladders up to something I work on all the time, and I just don't trust that they're of any use, and that's brand guidelines.
Oh,
What's that?
I like brand guidelines.
I know, but does anybody follow them?
Well, I think that
I love working on them too, and the voice piece of it is always missing, because they're always done by a design agency, and so I step in and I do that. And I had a brand reach out to me that I've worked on off and on for about 6 or 7 years. It's a mass skincare brand,
Okay.
and I had worked on their brand guidelines maybe 3 years ago. And I know that they use them, and they just reach out to me. They're like, Carmine, we need you to update these brand guidelines. So many things have changed. And
and that's true, and you need to evolve, and that's why
yes.
and these people don't know this, but most of my clients I create in a secret, and in my team I do the voice guidelines.
Ah,
I need to, otherwise
yeah,
how my team is going to work cohesively
right.
between social media and SEO.
Yeah.
Because normally brands, when they come to me, they give me a brand deck.
Yes.
That it's a beautiful deck,
Beautiful.
probably beautiful.
They paid $200,000 to have it designed. Yep.
And it's great. But how do we talk to people?
Yes.
And if I don't get that right, then all the communication is going to be off.
Yeah.
Let's think
it's going to fail.
Let's think about this. Like, you get a package. Package is beautiful. You're going to lift it up. But if the communication is not clear, what your product is about, what ingredients you have, nobody will buy it. Nobody will buy it just because of the package. You get an email. What is going to make you open the email? The communication, what you put in a subject line.
Yeah, we talked about this for sure.
Yes.
It's true.
It is.
It's the first thing the consumer sees.
Exactly. So how you connect with your consumer, and we're going to the beginning of the talk, is all about the consumer.
Yeah.
And their problems.
Yeah. All right, so what's one brand, like off the top of your head right now, in beauty or outside of beauty, that you think is nailing their storytelling?
I've been very impressed with one brand called Maylis that they do this toning. Maybe I'm mispronouncing it. They have like creams, whipped creams. They have it's for your arms, for your body. I think that they've been very out there. They've been doing a great work working with people on social media,
Mm-hmm.
but are very cohesive in their messaging and what they did, and they are resolving a problem. And that's what is. I think I saw a post yesterday that is the second brand that they grow the most in this year so
Wow.
far. And I think it's because their messaging is on top of it and it's resolving the problem of the people. They showing you the problem and they showing you the solution.
What's the brand again?
Mail is uh, is I'll give it to you. You can put it in. It's Maelys.
Wow, I don't know it. Okay.
Yeah, I think
Malis.
that they've been doing a great job, and I have high standards.
Yeah. Okay, so the converse, what's one brand that you wish would hire you and the Darl team today to get their shit straight?
Oh, I cannot say that. I cannot say that. That will say telling so much and also put them on the spot that they are not doing it right.
Oh, okay. But there's definitely one in mind.
There are several.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I think that they lose their way. Many brands out there that they started really strong are losing
Yeah.
their way.
Oh, yeah. Do you think that's kind of the natural consequence of a life cycle of a brand? Nothing's
No,
forever.
no, I think that if Chanel, you have a brand and there is no life cycle, you
That's
adapt.
one brand.
Prada,
Okay.
you have a lot of brands out there that they are evolving and they are because they are keeping their messaging. They are not losing who they are in order to attract a consumer.
Right.
And I feel like it's like dating. I never wanted to be that girl that I had friends who actually will change things that they like or they dislike, depends who they were dating.
Oh, God. Yeah.
And you know that kind of people.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
the same happened with brands.
Yeah, for sure. But it's not just high end luxury brands. Like for me, I think CeraVe does a
Oh,
really good job of maintaining their core identity, right?
or let's go something a little smaller. Moroccan Oil. I think that they do a
Yeah,
fantastic job.
yeah, yeah,
Uh, and I think that they're very authentic at who they are. And I think brands also, they're trying to be everywhere. And
yeah.
that's the problem.
Right.
You need to understand which is the right place for you. Is TikTok Shop for everyone? No.
No.
It's Nordstrom for everyone? No. You need to know where is right. And again, is who you are hanging out with. There
Right.
is, for example, if you are, we were talking about your team and who's your team.
Yeah.
You definitely, if you don't have it as a founder, you need to have someone that is giving you the guidelines of what's gonna cost you really to be in a retail store.
Yeah.
That has a price.
Oh
It's a
yeah.
price. So if you don't understand that from the beginning, you cannot make an educated decision of where your brand is gonna grow for
Yeah.
and where you want them and how much money it's gonna take you to get there.
All right, let's do a lightning round. I wanna finish on, yes, I love
Okay?
lightning rounds. Let's finish on this sentiment. Finish this sentence. A brand without a story is,
A brand without a soul.
oh, wow. Incredible.
And that's a screenwriter in me.
Yes, it is. Channeling your inner screenwriter.
Yes.
First word that comes to mind when you hear the word brand.
Message.
That touches me as a copywriter.
Mm-hmm.
Most overused word in marketing.
Unlock.
Unlock. Wow. Copy or creative, which comes first?
Sometimes it could be either way.
Yes.
It can be either way.
I was hoping that's what you would say.
Yeah.
The most powerful word in the English language?
Ooh. Oh, that's a hard one. Powerful word. Please.
What about in Spanish?
Gracias.
Oh,
Por favor.
wow.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Strategy or intuition?
Strategy.
Oh, okay. One brand you wish you secretly built?
Chanel.
No surprise there.
Yeah.
Your spirit animal?
Tiger.
Oh, I love that. Mine's a lion, you see?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Hanging out in the jungle together,
Yes, we are.
right?
Uh-huh.
And lastly, your coffee order, number 5 or something stronger?
Always a latte.
Always a latte.
Yes.
With regular milk or almond milk?
Non-fat milk.
Oh, I love it. This is great. Thank you, Laura.
No, thank you for having me.
Super insightful.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Ciao.
Ciao, ciao.
Thank you for listening to the Skincarma Pod. Find more insights, real talk, and reviews of my favorite skincare products on the Skincarma blog at skincarma.com. And if you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, please rate and review this episode. It helps me to reach more listeners. Ciao.